And I like the idea so much that we are going to continue on as we do. We are heading to that extra draft that always happens when you do an expansion draft. It is what it is. But the key to this draft for us is going to be, like I said, talking to teams like the Rangers and seeing what they have going on. So let's go talk. Let's not break this franchise. Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. I would like to not break this franchise mode. That would be great. So Gustafsson in goal. How good's Blomqvist? Is he a backup? Minor league starter. I think we could run Gustafsson primo. And then probably eventually flip Gustafsson and hope that these two are good enough to be the guys. Defensively, wow, Brandon Carlo has more value than I thought. But again, Keandre Miller's the one I'm concerned about because he's only got the 2 years on his deal. He is eventually going to be too expensive for us to keep. So if we can talk with the Rangers about bringing him back, not that I like immediately taking away prospects from teams, of course, but future first rounders. What about your first rounder next year, the 2025? Even that wouldn't be that bad. Kakko and Schneider isn't going to happen. But I would rather have this first round pick because they could be anything. It could even be Kakko or Schneider. If we can rob the Rangers of some future picks because they're already hurting, I'll be feeling pretty good. I think this is a series you should offer contract extensions early. We're going to have to keep an eye on it, yeah. We're going to have no choice. So, like, seriously, a first, 2/3, a fifth, and a sixth to get Keandre Miller back. If they're down, I'm down. Ooh, what if I take out the fifth? What if I take out the sixth? Okay. So a first and 2/3 to essentially agree not to take Keandre Miller is the way we're going to view that particular trade. But again, he was going to be too expensive. And that first round pick for the Rangers will probably be late next year, which is fine. It gives us maneuverability in the draft to potentially trade. Brandon Carlo is signed for 4 more years. Moser for 3. McCabe and Haig each have 2. We have so many defensemen. We took so many defensemen. Yikes. So we got to kind of figure out who we want the defense to be, and then the extras, we could move on from them, you know? So let's take a look at these younger defensemen, especially. I mean, yeah, Kesselring. Even Kesselring's the top 6. Only depth guy is Ville Heinola. So all of these guys, there was an argument to keep them at the NHL level. Drysdale's actually not worth that much in terms of trade value. Again, they fucking nuked low elite potentials this year. They really did. As a dude named Antaronov goes to Ottawa with, again, the extra first round picks. I mean, we could send Carlo back to the Bruins, but he is on a pretty good deal for a defenseman. Brandon Carlo, Peg City penny pincher. McCabe, I mean, he's 30, so you could argue he's not going to be worth what he already is now. He is on a really good contract, though. Could send him back to the Leafs. There's some contract totals that are interesting. We send Jake McCabe back to Toronto. They have the cap space for it, right? What do you mean? Oh, he was on their no trade. That was weird. I was wondering what was up with that. Private parts, pinned message in the chat. McCabe does not want to go back to Toronto. He's like, nope, I've dealt with that. Keep me away from there. Totally fair. Totally fair. You know, in fairness, we can hold on to some of these guys until the preseason. But then again, maybe it is better to get rid of them now. Can we send Will Borgen back to Seattle? Don't know how much he'll be worth. Not a bad player, but I think we got some younger players that'll benefit more from the space. Second round pick, probably not enough. Yeah, but we can give up extra picks in this year's bonus draft because there's nothing in it. We know this. Let's see. Give up another fourth. Oh my God, really? They really don't want to give up that second round pick? There we go. All right, so Will Borgen back to Seattle. We get a second round pick in next year's draft, which will be a hell of a lot better than this one. Anybody else over, like, development age? The answer's not really. Kesselring. See how well he works out. McCabe not wanting to go back to Toronto is just very funny to me. Could send Carlo back to Boston, but again, he is on a good deal. Second oldest defenseman left on the team, though. And this is our way of just kind of accumulating draft picks for the next little bit. Can we get the Bruins first rounder next year? We should be able to. Can I get their third as well to give them Carlo back? There we go. All right, so we send Carlo back to Boston. Get another first round pick next year, which of course is what we kind of saw in the Vegas expansion draft. Not so much in the Seattle one because GMs didn't want to get dunked on Twitter again. All right. Still a lot of people in the mix here. Moser back to Tampa. I'm not really feeling that. I think we can make the most out of having JJ Moser on this team for a little bit, although I don't know if he'll be able to replicate his real life form. McCabe is what he is. Haig, I can't imagine in his current state will be over $5 million. He is a top 4 defenseman, though. Samuelson's locked in super long term. We do have a lot of defensemen. We're just not going to be able to develop all these guys. We took so many defensemen. So many. I think ideally we'd get rid of 2 more players. Ideally. We could send Kesselring back. We're just not going to get much for him. Sandin, Samuelson, they can still improve. I think we can send Ville Heinola back because we have Harris. Right? So can we get Winnipeg to want to bring back Ville Heinola? First round pick next year. That's a bit pricey, but we can pull it off because, again, I don't really need my second round pick in this weird secondary bonus draft. So we can kind of wheel and deal here. Winnipeg to Peg City and back again. First and the third next year for Heinola and the second this year. Oof. Pricey. What about the 2 6th and 7th this year? There we go. All right, Ville Heinola back to Winnipeg. We already have 4 first-round picks next year. So I'm not fucking around. I want to win. I want to do as much winning as possible because I'm very salty about the end of the UDFA run because I think good things could have happened. Oh, who else? Ball and Harris kind of equal one another out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if we can send Kevin Ball back to Calgary. We'll stick with Jordan Harris instead. Calgary 2025. Third rounders should be possible. Can we do 2 of those? No, we can't. But how about some late picks from Calgary? Take out a 5th. Take out a 6th. Kevin Ball for a 3rd. Robbery. Highway robbery. Yeah, we're going to want to trade our first round pick here, too. This bonus draft looks like it's going to be terrible. Kevin Ball and 6th round pick next year. There we go. We get a third rounder from Calgary for next year. And defensively, I think the only thing left to do is to probably trade Kesselring back to Edmonton and stick with those 7. At least for now. It could change again. But let's see what we can get for Michael Kesselring. Can I get a third rounder? It's close. Oh, that's right. He is on Utah, not Edmonton. That's right. Forgot about that. I could send him back to Edmonton, though. I forgot he ended up in Utah. Utah! What do we got for Utah, then? Third round pick. Rejected. Didn't matter anyway. What if I give up that 7th? Okay, another third round pick in the books. I mean, come on. It's me playing franchise without limitations. I mean, at least for draft picks. You knew I was going to pick Horde. You knew it. All right, so those are the 7 we have at the moment. We're going to see how some of these guys develop in the offseason and see if we can kind of set up our lines to have everyone be happy. That could be a bit of a long shot. Especially Jake McCabe might not be happy with what I have in store for him, but we'll see. Right wing side's Evangelista, Toropchenko, Wallstrom. Left side, oh boy. Rasmussen, Lutzterinen, Mikheyev, Fabry, Cotter. I don't think we have to trade any of the forwards, though. Leaves a bit to be desired at forward right now, but that's okay. And again, we have a haul. If there is someone available with this bonus pick, it doesn't look like there's going to be. We'll make it, but if not, we're trading this as well. Holy shit. Okay, we're trading this pick. Yep. We're trading this pick. Make Drysdale a forward, right? You never know. Maybe we will. Maybe. So is there anybody else where it's like, we could afford to send you back? I don't really think so. Because again, we got a lot of guys here on the left wing side that can play multiple positions. No one's really worth much outside of like Evangelista and Pinto. Jake McCabe, are you willing to go back to Toronto? I know you're not initially willing, but are you willing to go back to Toronto, please? No, he is not. All right. Well, let's go see who is interested in a Jake McCabe, and we'll do some wheeling and dealing. Colorado, a 2nd, a 4th, and Jean-Luc Foudy. Callum Ritchie, a 4th and a 7th. I don't really want to take Callum Ritchie. Dallas offering their first this year, Kyle McDonald, Emil Hemming. 2nd, a 3rd, Cam Squires, Gritzuk. 2nd, a 3rd, Finley. Maggio. I mean, Dallas. I mean, they're not really offering anybody major, which is fine, but like Jake McCabe to Dallas, I won't feel too guilty about that. But Dallas being interested. Who do they have on their block? I mean, no one I necessarily want to take away. I'll take away Kyle McDonald, because whatever. Ian Chase Wheatcroft, baby. 2 UDFA veterans. It's got to be done. The big thing that I want from them is their first round pick next year. You can have Jake McCabe. You can have this 5th overall pick that isn't worth that value at all. But I want your first round pick next year, too. We are going to try. Honestly, can I get your next 2 first round picks and just totally rob you blind? Fuck you, Dallas. Have fun with Jake McCabe and a medium 9 forward that you're about to take. There we go. This is why we're going to end up having to do a draft of glory after this, because the trading is still just hilarious. As Dallas ends up taking medium 9 forward Foss. So let's get the hell out of here without making a pick. Good Lord. Good Lord. All right. Well, after just completely robbing the Dallas Stars, I'm pretty sure first-year re-sign phase, it still doesn't let you change coaching staff or anything, which is a bit annoying, but let's see. Am I allowed to fire you guys? Oh, I am allowed to fire you. Okay, cool. Get out. All of you. Get out. Your trash bags. Get out. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Get out. Get out. You're all fired, except for you, Stevens. Now I can't sign anybody. So that's not ideal. In terms of the re-sign phase, we are not going to have anybody to worry about here. In terms of re-signing. Robbie Fabry is probably a good deadline shout for who to flip. But let's see. Let's see. So we need to double check the coaching staff. Am I allowed to? No, I'm not allowed to hire anybody. Well, Stevens, you're going to do it all on your own, buddy, except the game's going to auto-sign people, which is fine. Let's take a look at this roster then. Let's see what we got going on, see what positions we need to fill out, all that fun stuff. So in goal, in theory, we need an AHLer and a fifth string goaltender. Defensively, we need an entire AHL defense. And how many forwards did we end up with? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. We'll end up having to sign a few others. Obviously, we're going to need some cap whales as well to make sure that we're cap compliant. And then we'll have the off-season focus for these guys. So for our goalies, who is old? David Ayers and Scott Foster. Let's not go for those two. Let's go for Portland Pirates legend Jonas Enroth. We'll give him a whole bunch of money. So again, the only time we're allowed to go over that salary cap percentage you see on the right side of 6% is if we are signing a cap whale to make sure that we are cap compliant, which we still have to be. Let's also go for Dustin Tokarski, the legend. The legendary Dustin Tokarski. And that will solve our goaltending needs for the year. We need an entire AHL defense. We'll go for just a bunch of old dudes, except maybe Mark Giordano, who's a bit too good. Let's go for Anton Strawman, who apparently wants terms, so we'll see what happens there. Kyle Comiskey, the former everything. Jeez, he actually played for a bunch of teams now that I think about it. He ended up signing. Taylor Fadoon. Taylor Fadoon. We got Matt Irwin. Sign a bunch of old dudes so that they don't end their careers on the free agent list. Brad Hunt. I mean, I prefer Duck Hunt, but see if he's willing to. I mean, he says he's not willing to accept the two-way deal, which is insane. Kevin Shattenkirk's a bit too good. Marco Scandella's a bit too good. Cody Golubev. The old Golubev. Also apparently not willing to accept a two-way deal. These guys are insane. Like, I get it's the start of free agency, but what the hell are you honestly expecting here? You're out of your minds. Let's see who accepts and who doesn't. Ness, Brad Hunt said no. Fadoon, Strawman. Most of these guys ended up rejecting. They're out of their minds. Okay. Let me just double check how many players I actually did sign, because of course the AI is, I'm going to say going to be foolish. I feel like foolish is a good way, pretty good way to describe it. So let's see, that's 10. Don't need too many more. I'm actually having a little bit of menu lag here for the first time. That hasn't really happened to me this year. Like big time menu lag, at least. Okay. Also, the AI already did the thing where they're letting go of good prospects. I'm not going to sign any of them. Good to know they're already doing that. This game's a bit weird, clearly. Let's look at dudes who are willing to sign two-way deals. So Matt Irwin was apparently willing to sign a two-way deal, but didn't. Luke Witkowski. Bring in old Luke. Dude, all these guys want term. You're out of your mind. All these guys want term. You're out of your mind. Portland Pirates legend David Rundblad also wants term. New Jersey Devils legend Eric Jelena. Well, he was smart enough to sign at least. Jesus. Can I get Tim Erickson? Blue Jackets legend? Dude, they all want term. It's hilarious. Christian Folin. Wild legend. Habs. Jesus Christ. All these guys are going to reject too, aren't they? They're all going to reject, aren't they? Kowski said no. Rundblad, Folin, Erickson. So, EA, are you sure that they are actually willing to accept two-way deals? Because I don't know about you, but to me, I mean, I wear glasses and everything too, but to me, it certainly doesn't look like it. Let's go for Robbie Russo. Bro, they'll never see it coming. Let's go for... Who else wants a one-year deal then? Andy Walensky. Ducks legend. Blues legend. I don't remember him being with the Blues org. And then for the forwards, we need to bring in a few more. So why not? I mean, TJ Trevelyan's still there. Why not go for him? Blues legend. Bring in old TJ. Creative version of Alex Radulov. He wants 2 years, so he's not going to sign with us. Cal O'Reilly's not going to sign. Vadim Shipachyov wants 2 years. Nikolai Kulemin wants 2 years. We can go for Garrett Rowe. He's been around forever. We probably used you in a draft of Gloria once upon a time or something like that. That's Brian Little down there. We'll avoid him. One's Brock Little, one's Brian, and I'm not sure who's who. Oscar Mahler. We used him in a couple of series back in the day. Trying to send a wash veteran defenseman. Why would it work, you know? Why would it? Let's see. Cody Kunik. Haven't seen that name in a while. Megna? We'll go for old Jason Megna for the year. Right, there we go. We are above the minimum team size, so we can sign the rest of the guys we need to sign. In terms of the off-season focus, obviously it's not going to be everybody that we have to go through here. I am nervous about asking goaltenders to change from hybrid to butterfly for very obvious reasons. That might just be something that I outright avoid. So there is no chance of breaking the game like we did in the UDFA challenge, because despite the fact that seeing someone's attributes and potentially overall go up is always nice. Yeah, I don't know if I want to risk that, you know? I don't know if I do. So we're only going to focus on the guys that we actually care about, like Tokarski. You work on whatever, champ. You do you. JJ. He's listed as a two-way, which is totally fair. Let's have him work on his shooting. It would be iconic to do it again. Is that the word you'd use, huh? Iconic, heartbreaking, immensely frustrating. There's a bunch of different words you could use. Nick Hague, who's going to be an RFA at the end of this season. I want him to work on his skating a little bit. Spam that button for old Nicholas Hague. This is why we also didn't keep all those defensemen. Samuelson, who is apparently a third pair guy right now. Let's have him work on his skating a little bit as well. Spam that button a ton. Have him work on his defense. I can't wait to see your defenseman try to become a goalie. If that happens, I will cry. I will cry if that happens. I will be very, very upset. Because I am enjoying this game, as I've mentioned. Having one franchise break already irreparably does hurt. It does hurt. Man, Jordan Harris apparently cannot shoot the puck. Let's have him work on that. Mr. Harris, please work. Habs fans, and now Blue Jackets fans, can Jordan Harris shoot the puck? That's the real question. Drysdale. Ugh. Maybe he should be a forward. Jesus. Maybe he should be. Let's try to add some physicality to your game, buddy. Make you a little bit more well-rounded. And in the system, we don't care about any of those guys. Luke Evangelista. I'm really surprised we were able to get him. He might have a better future as a two-way, to be honest, as opposed to a playmaker. He might. I don't know what we're going to do for Evangelista, actually. Maybe physical. Just try to make him a little bit more well-rounded. Maybe a smidge. Just because, again, I think he's going to end up as a two-way. So, Toropchenko, who's a power forward, definitely doesn't have the offense to be a power forward. I'm going to want him to be a grinder in the future. Let's go defensive awareness. Just try to make him a more responsible player. Defensive awareness for you, my man. Oliver Wahlstrom, my goat. Probably the puck skills. Probably the puck skills. This defense is pretty bad, too. What are we going to do here? Our success in this challenge is probably going to be contingent upon us actually getting some of these guys that we've decided to keep through the draft to develop. And that is not a guarantee. Again, it is easier to get players to develop this year because you can be a little bit more hands-on with how they develop, but it's not a guarantee. Robbie Fabry. I mean, dude, I can't imagine you're staying here long-term. I just can't imagine it. He is listed as a sniper, which is fine. Let's see if he can improve that shooting category at all. Who knows? Maybe Robbie Fabry has a great season and we can sign him for dirt cheap for the rest of his career and he doesn't get injured waking up in the morning. Lutz Thorinen, very, very solid two-way player. Let's work on that shooting category a bit. Scout, yes, we have one. We have one. Uno and no more. It's been a fun time. Ilya Mikheyev, tremendous skater, listed as a two-way, which is totally fair. Let's work on that offensive awareness, or maybe the shooting. Maybe the shooting. We probably could have gone physical as well, but work on the shooting category for Ilya Mikheyev. Rasmussen, listed as a power forward. Let's go puck skills, I guess. See if the big man can get some handles going. Please and thank you, Mr. Rasmussen. Paul Cotter, listed as a grinder, which is lovely. Let's work on that skating a smidge. A smidge, Paul. A smidge. But yeah, we did have another franchise going on. Again, the game broke. So we learned, don't mess around with goalie player types in training. Playmaker for Turcotte. Let's go offensive awareness, I guess. I mean, I'll be very intrigued to see if we can get Alex Turcotte to develop. It would be nice. I am not holding my breath that is going to happen. But you never say never. Oh, wow. Robbie Aventi's already a fourth liner. I wasn't expecting that. Listed as a power forward. He probably shouldn't be one. Interesting. Why are you always trying to switch player types all the time? One, because players' attributes can go up. Secondly, better fit for chemistry. Like Robbie Aventi trying to play as a power forward, he's not really going to have as much success as he could in a different role, although power forward's not too bad for him. But it's a combination of just trying to have the player type match up with the player skills for the sake of line chemistry, and if you get them to change a player type, their attributes can go up in certain categories depending on what player type you are looking to switch them to. Let's go puck skills then for your Aventi. I mean, he's listed as a power forward right now. I don't know if he's going to stay a power forward. I mean, if he can develop well offensively, then by all means, be a power forward. But one more here, left wing side, Oscar Olesen, who we were able to get from Colorado. Listed as a two-way right now, which is okay-ish. I don't know what to make of him. Oscar, I'm gonna need you to steroids. What? I don't really have a great way to opt out of pretending I didn't say that. Shane Pinto. Listed as a sniper. I guess you're technically a sniper, I guess. I'll have you work on that shooting category for now, because, I mean, I don't think that should be your player type for too much longer. I mean, he's pretty damn good defensively. Ty Dellandrea, listed as a fourth liner, a power forward, I guess. Yeah, work on the shooting then? All right, Peter Schilling, get the hell out of here. I guess we'll have you work on your shooting as well. If some of these guys can learn how to score, I mean, that could help too, right? That could always be nice. Jack Drury. Yeah, I mean, he's good. He's good. Probably go physicality just to make him more well-rounded. Probably. So I don't know if we're going to focus on training up goalies or everybody else. Probably everybody else. Ratu as a two-way. Physicality. All right. And then I don't think we have anybody in the system. I lied. We have Stranges. I'm a bit... I mean, I know they gave him elite edges. I'm a bit surprised they didn't make his skating better. Just because, like, literally, it's like, hey, he did the Mohawks that time. That's what he's known for. And then Chase Wheatcroft. We got quite a Dallas Stars influence here, don't we? Quite the Dallas Stars influence. But all right, there we go. We are good to sim through and then see just what the hell this team is going to look like for our inaugural season here with the Peg City Penny Pinchers. And I think I might have to restart the game or something because nothing's happening. Hello? Okay. I'll try disconnecting my controller. Nope. Yeah, I am genuinely enjoying the game this year, but from a technical state, this game is held together with glued together toothpicks and paper mache. All right. Well, the super fun part, because it brought us back to the start of free agency. The stupid. That's stupid. All right. The super fun part is over and done with in terms of setting up off-season training again. We are going to have to re-sign some players. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit before we do that. Hopefully players just sign contracts, please. For the love of God. That would be great. And then we'll see what this team looks like for the start of the year. And actually, we didn't have to sign anybody. It did sign somebody for the AHL. But, all right. We do know that we have players to sign. Did not mean to go to find a trade, but that's okay. We wanted to go to free agency to fill out this roster. So we needed a couple of goalies, especially for cap whale purposes. So cap whale number 1 will again be Jonas Enroth. And we will also bring in Keith Kincaid. Versus matchmaking for Charles Eliminator. Have not seen. Haven't had anybody else mention anything. Credit to you for still playing the limited time modes, though. Or at least where those modes are set up in limited time. All right, old Keith Kincaid is in. Send down he and Enroth. Perfect. Blomqvist, the starter there. Gustafsson Primo. That's not a bad combination. Could be better, could be worse. Let's go sign us some defensemen. Who are the olds? Anton Stralman. Number 1. Trying to get the platinum? Ah, fair. That is probably why most people would play those modes for the trophy hunting. That's fair. Let's see, that's 2. Are you at least close? Or is it just trying to make progress and frustrated you can, or it's like, oh man, is the matchmaking screwed? I'm really close to the achievement. I'm intrigued. Let's see, Taylor Fadoon, that was what, 4, if not 5? Who else do we have? Who else is a fun name to bring in? Aaron Ness. We'll say that he's number 5. So we can afford the extras. Witkowski, number 6. I should have just done this way before. Golubov, number 7. Trying to get rid of the online ones first. Can't find games in 3s or 1s. That does not surprise me. I would not be surprised if most people don't know they're still in the game. I'm based in Australia. Oh, that's definitely part of the reason, buddy. Hate to tell you, that is 100%, like almost 100% the reason. Yeah, you're going to be talking about a pretty diminished player size. I mean, you're in a major city, that'll help. But yeah, you're probably going to struggle for that reason. Are we missing a defenseman? No, because I did get rid of McCabe. Never mind, we're fine. Golubov, though, can be the scratch. I just finished the comeback. We'll say that not being a Sox fan, not a lot there I didn't already know. That's fair. That's kind of what I was expecting to hear in regards to that documentary series. So, all right, let's see. What do we got for forwards? Doesn't even have a physical release here anymore. Oof. The Nathan Walker revolution didn't quite pan out then, huh? Dude, look at this team of third liners. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whew, this, well, my whole idea of tanking for season 1 and being a true penny pincher is looking pretty good. Because, damn. Let's see. Who do we have that's old for the AHL? Global Series here last year was packed. Fan base here. That's fair. Yeah, I forgot about those games, to be honest. That is fair. Yeah, I have no idea like what the server structure is for Oceanic. It sucks. I don't even think because they don't have private matchmaking for those either. Otherwise, I'd literally say like, hey, let's I'll help you out. But yeah, they don't even have private matchmaking to try to pull it off. So, all right. Hockey Kid custom team. We do have an AHL team though that's called the Sharks. Let's see. Who else can we bring in? Garrett Rowe. Money Pakatugi. Sorry. I mean, that's the hope. That's the hope. This could be another tragic tale of failure. It could be. I'm just going to keep bringing in random veteran AHLers. Jonas Rask. Not going to know it, so struggle to win the ones. What is the achievement? That was in response to your line. Hockey Kid Fair. That is a good one. I just missed it. It's late. We'll bring in Lance Boma. I don't even think... I can't remember the last time I looked at the achievement list for an NHL game, now that I think about it. Especially because a lot of it's like, hey, and be a pro. Beat Gretzky's record. It's like, how much time do you think I have? So, win one eliminator tournament and one threes tournament. Ah, man. Unfortunately, like, you can't even do the, like, hey, set my Xbox to Australia and then try to match make because, you know, it's going to connect me to servers here, right? Because this game doesn't have server selection like even like a freaking Fortnite would or something like that. I don't think there's any way I can help, but I'd love to help. I'm very intrigued. Just don't convert a goalie to a defenseman. No promises, Chief. No promises. Let's see. Let's just have a bunch of old dudes on the team, huh? So we'll send down Ratu, Wallstrom, Turcotte, Drury. And we'll call up guys like Wheeler, Radulov, Nikolai Kulemin. There we go. There we go. We've had a conversation with Tactics as to why he doesn't stream. No, actually, I haven't. I'm a bit surprised he doesn't, but I do know, like, for it. I mean, it could be a matter of, like, not wanting to cut into the views, right? Like, for me, like, you know, it's never going to be anything crazy viewership-wise on YouTube or something like that. But for those that do watch on that platform, I thank them very much. Well, you know, if I didn't stream this and only uploaded to YouTube, I'd have better views, right? Like, the stream cuts into it, so to speak. So maybe he wants to avoid that. Maybe he prefers the idea of being able to do things offline, having more editing ability. Like, you know, it could just be a preference of formula of how he makes the videos, right? I mean, the way I've done things has changed over the years too. It's very easy too for like franchise content to, like, once you get into a rhythm and a formula of how you're going to put it together, to then stick with that formula. And it's a totally different experience. Wow, we have no right-handed shots again. It's a totally different experience, right? Doing the whole live streaming deal as opposed to just recording a video in your own time. Well, let's see if Jamie Drysdale can step up this year. That is the hope. An offensive Radulov is a scratch. He would be pissed. Show the screenshot where I called him soft. I don't remember either. I think I might have. Admittedly, don't remember offhand. Let's see. So in terms of players we care about, players we don't. Most of the guys we do care about. I think I did, actually, K-Town, now that you mention it. I did. Yeah, I did. That's right, because the comment was like... it took me a second to remember what the context of that was, but yes. I did mention it. So. All right. How are we going to do this? Third liner, fourth liner, third liner, third liner, third liner, third liner, third liner, third liner. So Dellandrea and Yarventi, both power forwards, both on the fourth line. I guess with Blake Wheeler, just have a big boy line. That works for me. Not the best face-offs for Dellandrea. God. You know, maybe we actually do have a little bit more space, right? Because I could take out Radulov and Wheeler if we have another fourth liner. Hold on. Hold on. There might be a better way to do this. There might be. Because Wallstrom, he's a sniper. McDonald could work, though. I hear about the Andre Hopkins trade. I sure did. We'll go with Blake Wheeler as our healthy scratch. Get up Ratu's face-off skill. Hey, give it time. Give it time. Give it time. All right, so we're going to want Blake Wheeler as a healthy scratch. Who the hell did it replace? I thought Donald would have been there. Did I miscount? I miscounted. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. Well, then who the hell can I call up, right? If we go Yarventi, Delandry, and McDonald, that's fine. Cotter, Toropchenko, Rasmussen? Another big boy line. Just screening left and right. We could use a center or a left wing to replace Blake Wheeler. That could be where Turcotte comes in. Or Jack Drury. Or Ratu. Right. Drury is 24. Turcotte 23. Wahlstrom 24. Ratu. Let's go for Jack Drury. I also just remembered I turned off injuries, so I didn't even really need the healthy scratches. We can just send down Blake Wheeler. So I guess we'll run with Jack Drury on the NHL lines as well. That worked out a little bit better than I thought. This team's going to be bad, but in terms of keeping things a little bit balanced with player development, Cotter, Drury, Toropchenko. I want Evangelista with Shane Pinto. Like 100%. That is a better way to go. We have one playmaker on this team, and it's Luke Evangelista. That is not a good sign. Whew. That's what happens when you build to the draft. And then defense, we know we want Drysdale up there. It is going to be all about player development for this first year. And then AHL, Turcotte, Ratu, Wheeler. I just got to make sure there's nobody scratched that shouldn't be. And we are good. You know, guys like Wahlstrom. We're going to want Wahlstrom on that higher line, I think. Defense is just filler. And Blomqvist in goal, which is good. Apparently we auto-signed David Ayers. Good to know. We're not really going to be able to change anything about coaches. Like, all the coaches are back and everything, too. It's a pain in the ass. We're going to be bad, man.